Constantly growing, creating, world building, living, thinking, healing, loving, building, writing, world, black.
Okay, welcome everyone to another episode of Writing While Black. I am Ayoka B, your co-host, and we have Angela, our other co-host.
Hello.
And we are really excited. This is our first guest for season 2. You know her as Kay Powell. Kay Powell is a mystery thriller author behind the Show You No Mercy series. She has a bachelor's and master's degree in social work, which informs her writing. Her latest title, Say I Do, is available on pre-order and publishes
June 17th.
a little past next week, June 17th. I was going to say next week. So, welcome, Kay Powell.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much for joining us. I see you're very active on IG, and so I see your posts, and I'm always sharing them. And
yes, thank you for that.
You're welcome. You know, we got to share the love and let people know, especially about our indie authors, but all Black authors for that matter. I'm gonna jump right in. You began writing short stories as a child, correct?
Yes.
Now, were those thrillers?
No, they were just like, no, I was not thinking that much.
Hey, I had to ask.
What I would say is that I did write like a haunted mansion story when I was a kid. So, I mean, it was around there.
Okay.
Like, yes.
So what kind of stories would you usually write then?
As a kid, more so I have a story that I call From Rags to Riches, basically about a girl who was poor and she ended up having this talent. She could sing and she became a superstar and rich and famous and all of that stuff. It was like 3 pages long.
Okay.
So
well, we love
those. And
go ahead.
And just other short stories just about like friends and things like that. And I did write the Haunted Mansion one, but I never really did nothing, never really looked at it again because I kept writing like friendship stuff. During that time, it was like, oh, I'm not talking to this girl because she did something to me, or this person's not talking to me. Let me write about it.
Okay. So early on, you found a way to express your feelings in a positive manner.
Yes.
Good. I was going to say, when you said the rag to riches story, my daughter found some stuff in my mother's basement or somewhere of like, I don't even remember that I used to write short stories when I was a little girl. And I found one called Ayoka the Millionaire. I was like, oh, we're about to read this out loud to do some math. So that it reminded me when you said the rags to riches.
Absolutely.
So what made you start writing thrillers?
So I love horror. I love thriller. Those are my favorite genres to read and watch. So I wanted, so when my first book, Show You No Mercy series, I call that more of an urban thriller because it has like the urban side of it, but it's also like kind of like thrillerish, like a crime thriller type of stuff because it does have detectives and things like that. But I've always been into those movies and shows and books that gave me anxiety. Like I want to know, like I'm anxious to know what's about to happen. And that I feed off of that. It makes me continue watching or reading that book.
Okay. So you shifted from your trilogy, you kind of shifted from, let's say, urban lit / mystery, a sprinkle of thriller to thriller.
Yes.
This new one.
This new one, Say I Do? So this new one is more of a psychological thriller. Okay. It does have a little bit like a romance, but it's not much. It just, because it is about like a wedding and a couple and stuff like that. So well, obviously I had
promos. I mean, it looks a little thrillerish to me.
It definitely is. But it does have, it's a couple, so of course it's gonna be a little bit of romance. Nothing too major because I do not know how to write romance. but I did have to add like some elements into it. But it's definitely a psychological thriller.
See, I'm a punk. I scare easily. I could do mystery, I could do suspense, but once we cross over into thriller, I have nightmares. I can't even.
Well, see, with Say I Do, I don't think you have a nightmare. You'll just be like, I'm gonna have to watch this man.
So, just to introduce people to who may not be familiar with your catalog, can you tell us who is Nora Woods?
So Nora Woods,
Mercy.
Yes. So Nora Woods, she grew up in Brooklyn, New York. She was ripping and running the streets, stealing, robbing with her best friend. And her best friend ended up going to prison for something she did. And she got older. She grew up. She has an amazing life now. Husband, 2 kids. She's a detective. And he's just coming out of prison. So he's basically trying to get back the life that was stolen from him because of Nora.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask it again because you giving away good stuff, Kimberly.
No, nothing. It's a whole lot of stuff that goes into.
That's true, but I meant like from a like if you were given profile.
Okay.
Nora Woods. Who is she?
Okay, I'm trying not to give nothing away. I would say that she is selfish.
Okay.
Everything has to be her way or it becomes an issue for her. She has a difficulty admitting when she's wrong in certain situations. Okay, how can I not? I'm trying to word it in a way that it doesn't give too much away. She loves her children. I can tell you that. She does love her children. She wants to protect them. Any harm comes to them and she's gonna go off the rails. She's definitely, so besides her children, nothing else matters.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I think that's the most I can say.
Okay. Now, without giving too much away, yeah, she went from running the streets, but then has a pivot, a strong pivot to her new fashion.
Yes.
I don't want to do a lot of spoilers, but how did you approach that in terms of writing or in terms of character development from going to,
From that to that, yeah. So I wanted to show just that, sometimes people, as when they're young, they go down the wrong path. That doesn't necessarily mean that they have to stay there. So being the fact that where she how she grew up, where she came from, does not necessarily mean that she can't be a better person. Like just showing like what she used to do to her now being a detective and having this happy life. I wanted to show that yes, we can do things in our past that at that time maybe we're not even thinking about the consequences of those things, but we are able to have some type of growth. We're able to see, okay, I need to make this change in my life, or nothing's good is going to come from it if I don't. So I really wanted to just show that shift.
Okay. And you kind of already answered my next question. It was about genre. I always kind of ask about genre because I feel like a lot of times our work can probably straddle genres or can't be put in a box. So I don't make assumptions about, I like to let people describe their work. How would they describe it? I know that the industry, when you're publishing, even if it's self-publishing, they make you check a box.
Yeah.
Which is annoying because a lot of times it is beyond one
genre.
I mean, let you be sub and stuff.
Yeah. But I definitely agree with that, because even thinking about books that I'm currently working on now, I'm just like, I don't even know what genre this is because it's like maybe 2 or 3 different types of genre in one book. So it's so hard to really pick one. And then it's like, I know I need to have a genre because then people are gonna be like, well, I want to read this genre. And then when they get it, it may not be what they expected it to be. So it's like I get confused sometimes of how to pick a genre for a book. And to be honest, I've gotten to a point where it's all three genres. That's just what it is. It has elements of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Angela, I want to give you the opportunity to jump in because I got more questions, but I'm hogging the stage right now.
All right. Okay, so I want to kind of jump in a little bit, go back a moment to Ayoka said your character made a strong pivot from, as you described her, running the streets to being a detective. And I'm curious if you felt that was a strong pivot, because some people might think that they're kind of the same thing, like you might have some thugs who.
Right.
So I'm curious about your perspective on that.
Okay, well, not giving nothing away. I definitely think there are still some similarities between
Definitely.
Nora as a child and Nora as an adult. Okay, how can I say this? She basically, oh my God, I was about to give something away. She still has elements of her childhood in her as an adult. So although, yes, she did mature somewhat and get a good job and have this family, there's still parts of her that have not changed.
So we can leave it at that.
Yeah.
And kind of touching on that childhood issue, on your website, you kind of mentioned that you got good feedback as a young person, as a teen when you were writing, but you stopped. And I was curious about why you stopped. Why did you stop writing?
So, similar to Nora, I was definitely bad. Not gonna lie.
You were too busy running the streets.
Yeah.
Right. She had other things going on, Angela.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I used to fight as a kid, so definitely when I was writing Nora, I definitely wanted to put some elements of myself in it. So, however, the difference between me and Nora is I grew up. So I was able to get past that part of me. I don't regret anything that I've done in my past. It's made me who I am today. So yeah, that's why I stopped writing.
So building on that, earlier you kind of talked about the fact that your writing was a catharsis when you were a child. You would be mad at somebody and be like, I'm about to write about. Is it still an outlet for?
It absolutely is.
Absolutely.
Somebody got on my nerves today, and I already thinking about where I'm gonna put them in my book. That has not changed.
Watch yourself. You about to be fodder for my next one.
Right.
It's a positive outlet rather than me cursing somebody out, So I'd rather just put it in a book. Hopefully they read it and they know how I really feel.
Okay. The other thing is when you responded and said you were interested in being featured on the podcast, you said, oh wait, I wrote it down. Something, this is not an exact quote, but you wanted to talk about how storytelling can challenge stereotypes and bring fresh perspectives to the genre. So I'm curious about, in your work, what stereotypes do you endeavor to challenge?
So for example, when we look at books where they have the woman who's probably unhinged, doing some wild things, and people tend to look at Black women as aggressive. Like they put us in this light for, and what I really want to show in like the book that I have coming out now is that sometimes people behave certain ways because of what they've been through. Maybe they're not able to express that emotion in an appropriate way, and they feel like this is the way to express it. But I don't want people to necessarily think that every Black woman does this, right? People go through stuff as a child. It affects them for the rest of their life, right? And people tend to put Black women in this box that, oh, she's aggressive, she's rude, she's mean. I'm direct. I'm assertive. However, the women in my book tend to behave in a way that makes it seem as if this is how Black women would behave. And it's not, because when people do read the book, they'll see what everything stems from. And I don't want people to just think, oh, this person just acting like that because she's crazy. And nothing really happened to her. And it's not even just Black women. It's people in general have a difficulty saying what's going on, and they act in a certain way, and people say, okay, well, that's how this person's always going to act, so every time I see somebody like this, I'm just going to assume this is who each person acts like this, right? So it's like, for example, so as a social worker, I work in the mental health field. People assume that people in the mental health field are all crazy. That is absolutely not true. People have gone through stuff while they were diagnosed with something, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're just acting out just to be acting out. Something's going on. So I really want people to look at the book and see that, okay, this person is not just acting like this because they want to. They're acting like this because something inside them is making them behave in a way that they know they shouldn't, but because they can't express that, they do it. Yeah.
Which kind of leads me to another question I had. I was curious about whether, as a social worker, do you like work up like case studies on your characters similar to what you might do for clients?
Yes, I actually do. So whenever I'm like starting out writing a new book, I get a notebook. I even like find pictures of actors that I would want to play them, put it there, and I'm just like writing up like, who is this person? What is their internal motivation? What is their external motivations? What's causing them to behave this way? Do they have any type of mental health illness? What is the trauma that they've been through, if they've been through any trauma? So I try to go like in depth with each character so that I'm able to write them in a way that people not only understand but can relate to if they've experienced certain things.
So I wanted to ask you about your writing, like more about your writing process. I hear your process of character development. Do you keep a schedule? Like, do you write every day for an hour after work? Do you write on the weekends? Do you write when the mood strikes you? What is your writing process?
So I'm gonna be honest, I'm very inconsistent when it comes to that, especially coming after working a 9 to 5. I find it very difficult for me to come home and write all the time. I try to do my writing more so on the weekend, or if I don't have anything to do after work, I'm able to just like sit down and get some writing in. Or I would literally have to make a schedule for myself and say, between this time and this time, nobody can bother me. I just need to lock in and get this done, because it's difficult, especially because I'm also studying for my clinical exam. So right now, I have a lot of stuff like going on. So it's kind of difficult for me to really say, okay, I'll write every single day after work. Not gonna happen. But I try to write as much as I can.
The writer, do you have a writing support system? Like, do you have fellow writers that read your work, or people that you're like, I need to make a schedule, help me stay accountable? Or are you like some writers in just a world on your own and just kind of getting through on your own? What type, if any, of support system do you have?
So yes, I do have some support. I speak to she's a paranormal author. Her name is Dominique. She makes all of my book covers. So I always send my books to her for her to read, and she lets me know like if there's anything that needs to be fixed. Also, Brianna, my PA, she's very helpful. I love her to death. And my other support is my family. They have no choice. They have to read everything that I write, whether they like it or not.
I guess you were blessed to have a family that will read your work. Yeah. But I read your first book, Show You No Mercy, just the first one. I haven't read the rest yet. And I just am very excited. I don't know when you published it. I guess it's easy to see, but I'm just very excited that you started it and finished it. It's very, it's a big accomplishment to get something done and to keep going with the trilogy and keep, because a lot of people have ideas and have books in process, and they're still in process and still in the work. So I really appreciate the inspiration and the leadership of, going forward and like making the path for the rest of us who are coming behind. So
I'm not gonna lie. When after I wrote book 1 and I got to book 2, I was halfway through the book and I was like, I don't want to do this no more.
So what happened?
I feel like had writer's block. I was like 2 weeks, so I did not write anything in the book. And I ended up watching this show that just like ignited that inspiration, and I was able to finish the rest of the book. But I don't know. I felt because it was my first book, my first trilogy. I feel like I probably should have started with a trilogy the first time, but I just felt like, okay, I gotta make sure this book is just as good or even better than the first one, and I felt a little pressure about that.
The plot really drives things forward, like what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. So yeah. So
Yeah.
I want to jump in right there because I wanted to know, okay, since you wrote a trilogy, did you notice or do you think your writing changed like between books, like from book 1 to book 2 to book 3?
It absolutely did, because book 1, I was just starting out. When I started writing book 1, I had just joined Book Talk. I think it was like in 2021 during the pandemic, and I didn't really know what I was doing. So I was just like, I want to write this book. I have this idea. I'm gonna write it. So I've always been a reader, but I started reading even more when I started writing. And I just feel like I've grown a lot, and it's a huge difference. Just from when I read book 1 to read a book 2, I'm like, I don't know who this is in book 1. is is such a difference, and I actually feel very proud of myself that I took the time to, after I put out book 1, I really wanted to make sure that I did my due diligence with like reading more, going to writing workshops, creative writing, so I knew how to better write this book and describe things in a better way. So I definitely feel like book 2 and 3 and this book I have coming out now is perfect.
Okay. All right.
that was one of the questions I was going to ask about your strategy for developing as a writer. And when you said I had writer's block for 2 weeks, I'm like, girl, 2 weeks ain't writer's
That ain't
block.
nothing.
But you're like, but then I saw something that kind of got me energized. And a lot of writers talk about that we get inspiration from things we read or other storytellers and, experiences with people. So you said that in order to develop as a writer, you started reading, you drummed down on reading more, and you went to writers workshops. Is there anything else that you did in order to support your development as a writer, or anything you're doing to support your development as a writer?
So I've been doing a lot more like just creative writing, just writing. Like not having a story in mind, just writing anything that comes to my mind. Even if I'm just describing my day, I try to use my 5 senses and just describe, what did I eat? What did I see? What did I hear? What did I smell? Like things like that, as a way to help me become be better at description.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So what are you reading right now? I heard you say that you are a reader.
Yes.
Reading right now.
So I'm actually listening to an audiobook. What's that? It's a horror. The book with the Ku Klux Klan hat. What's it called, with the eyes that everybody was talking about reading after Sinners came out?
It's a nonfiction book.
No, it's a fiction. It's Klan kill. These black women they kill Klan, the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh.
And yeah.
Okay, you're gonna have to slide us that time.
I'm gonna send it to you. Yeah, I gotta send it to you. I can't remember the name, but I'm listening to that, and I also started reading The Reformatory. I can't pronounce this lady's name, but it's also a thriller book. So yeah, I just started that.
Tananarive Due, The Reformatory.
Yes.
Both of us.
Get that, Ioka, right? I haven't read it.
So I just started
Tananarive Due, but I haven't read The Reformatory.
I read that.
I just started it. So good so far.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's called Ring Shout?
Yes, there you go. That's what it's called. Yes.
Okay, so you're reading Ring Shout now.
Yes. So I'm listening to that one, and I'm reading Reformatory. Yes.
Okay. Have you read any of Tananarive's other books?
No, this is my first book by her.
Okay. Do you have a favorite author? She's one of my favorites. Do you have a favorite author?
Do I have a favorite? Yes. So I don't really see her on Book Talk that much. Her name is T Style. She's more of an urban fiction, crime thriller kind of author. She has amazing. She has like over 100 books. Probably have only read about 6, but I think she's definitely somebody that inspired me to write Show You No Mercy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check her out.
Yeah, one of her best series right now is called War. It's like 15 books long, so you have to be prepared.
Wow.
Yes, I've only gotten to book 5 because I'm like, this is a lot. But she's a really good author.
And you said she's urban lit?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. We'll put
Yeah.
her in.
She also does movies as well too.
She does movies.
Yes, she's a filmmaker as well.
So are they on Netflix?
Most of them are on Tubi.
Tubi. That I was trying. Okay.
Yes. So like the majority of her books she's made into Tubi movies.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. You said K Styles?
Stop.
T Styles.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking about you. You're K. She T.
Yeah. She's my inspiration. Hopefully one day I could turn one of my books into a movie.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Right. Yes.
Start with 1.
Yes.
So what do you have any works in progress, or are you taking a
break
after I do, or what's going on?
I'm actually working on a book. Hopefully it comes out by Halloween, because that was the idea that I had. I can give the title. It's called Glass Heels, Bloody Feet.
Glass Heels, Bloody Feet. Wow. Yes. Okay.
I like that. It's like a mess.
It is. Yeah, so that should be coming out by Halloween.
Okay. I want to give you time to promo Say I Do, and not spoilers. You got tease them, Kimberly. You got tease.
I know.
You wanna get it. And it's still on pre-order, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So that's the first thing we're gonna delve into when we come back in, because I want to have plenty of time to do that.
Oh, so other than writing, what do you like to do for fun?
I like going to the movies, reading, of course, walking my dog.
What dog?
So she's a rescue dog. I honestly don't know what her breed is. I know she has some type of Yorkie in her. So I'm going to do a DNA test to find out. What else do I like to do? I like going on vacation. Yeah, I do enjoy traveling. I travel at least twice a year if I got the money. But to be honest, I don't want to just work and just pay bills. So I'm going on vacation, even if it's just for the weekend. So yeah, I like to travel, and that's pretty much it. I'm very simple. I like playing video games. People may not know that. Like, they'll be surprised when I say that.
What's your favorite place you traveled thus far?
I would have to say Bermuda. The water in Bermuda is absolutely beautiful.
Okay.
And the people are there so polite, unlike New York. But yeah, Bermuda would have to be my favorite. My favorite international, my favorite domestic is New Orleans, because I went during Essence Fest. I had the time of my life.
Okay.
It was the best experience I ever had.
Okay, I've been to Bermuda and no, I was gonna say I'm probably gonna ask the question you gonna ask, but I was just gonna say I've been to Bermuda and New Orleans, and I like both of them as well. So you got good taste.
Yes, New Orleans is one of my favorites.
I love it over there.
What's on your bucket list in terms of destinations?
Japan and Italy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere in particular within those countries?
In Japan, I definitely would go to the main city. What's it called? Is it Tokyo? And for Italy, I want to go to Sicily.
Oh.
Yeah.
People say Sicily too often.
I've never heard anybody say Sicily, but I did my research and I was like, I would really like to go here.
That's where the brown people are. Yes,
and that's one of the reasons why I want to go there. Yeah, because I'm not too sure about the other parts of Italy, but Sicily, I think I'll be okay at. So yeah, those two places. I also would love to go to Greece. I don't really know much about Greece. It just looks beautiful.
Right. That's one of the places I'd like to go because it does look beautiful. I can't think of, I have it written down, but the town that has all the white houses with the
Yes, that one, that part. I don't know where it is, but I want to go there.
roofs and shutters and doors. Yeah.
Yes, that's where I want to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you talked about the things you enjoy doing, I didn't hear you say singing or creating music or songwriting or anything like that. So do you not do any songwriting anymore?
So I actually wrote a song probably about 3 months ago. Actually came out pretty good, but it's not something I do consistently. It's like whenever I get that it's inspired to write a song, I will. So I did used to sing. I do sing in church. But singing is not like a dream. I do not want to be in the music industry at all.
Okay.
But it was just something I used to like. I still do it at church, and I used to like sing at competitions and stuff. Yeah.
So you said you wrote a song a few months ago. Do you ever think about do you do wait, did I see a playlist? And
You did.
I thought I did. I was like, wait a minute. I'm about to answer my own question. Okay. So do you do it for all of your books?
Yeah. So I have to create a playlist to get the vibes going. Like especially with Show You No Mercy, it was a whole lot of raps, rapping music, and with Say I Do, it was more so like breakup songs, more R&B, more. I have some rock in there because sometimes rock just really speaks to me in a way to help me write the thriller books like this. When I have somebody that's unhinged, I feel like it gets me going. Like especially when I get to an intense scene, I have to play it because it helps me get for the scene to flow naturally. So I do have that soundtrack. I put it in the book as well.
Okay.
So people can listen to it while they read.
Okay, so that's a perfect segue. Tell us about Say I Do.
Okay. So Say I Do is about a woman whose life get turned upside down after her fiance leaves her. And she takes matters into her own hands to get him back.
Okay.
Yes.
And you said this one is more a psychological thriller.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm thinking of a song right now. Do you have And I Am Telling You on your playlist?
No,
Or
I am
I'm
not.
gonna knock on your door, scratch on your window pane by Aretha Franklin.
Those are some good songs. I did not even think of those. You are absolutely. I need to add that to the list.
You can just send my check later.
You could use them on some of your posts.
Yes. So I have started doing that too with the music. But those are some good songs too. I didn't even think of those. Cause I have what's the song? Oh my God, what is that artist? She's a old singer. Is it Anita? Etta? I can't remember, but it's the song that is the movie. Remember Beyonce did her movie? It was a
You
No, Etta James.
Etta James.
Oh, Etta
Yeah,
James.
yes. I think the song is called Not At Last. What's the other one?
I'd rather go blind. I mean, she has
I'd rather go blind.
Okay.
That's the one. In the playlist. I am not good remembering names.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm writing this down for the extras for the
Okay.
bad. I got caught up. I was thinking of some more songs. I'm like, focus, Ayoka, focus. Okay, so Say I Do is still on pre-order. It is out on the 17th. So we want everybody to go and support Kay Powell and her newest novel. And with her back catalog, she has a trilogy, Show You No Mercy. Something that we always ask is, what does writing while Black mean to you?
Writing while Black means to me being authentically myself and not sugarcoating anything to please anyone. If you feel some type of way about what I wrote, maybe you need to fix your life, because that's just what, because I feel like if people get so upset about the things that we write, something's going on with you personally that you need to deal with.
Right.
So yes, that's what it means to me. Like,
Okay.
I just want to speak in my truth. When you read, I want people to say, okay, K. Powell wrote this. I know exactly her type of writing, how she writes, what type of things she writes about. So I don't want people to try to pick apart every little detail written. I want them to enjoy it, be entertained, as well as be aware of your surroundings and who you bring into your life. But as far as just writing while Black, that's just what it is. This is who I am. I'm gonna speak my truth, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One more question, and I guess a statement too.
Okay.
Well, I guess first I want to make a statement. I really, really love your bookmarks. I don't know if you came up with that. If my book is open, your mouth should be closed. Is that what it says?
Yes, it is.
I'm like, I really need this. I'm
Oh,
like, I need that.
I need that.
Yes. So I actually made those bookmarks.
I like the bookmarks. I like the design aesthetic. I really like that.
Thank you.
And it's t-shirts are cute, but for readers, a bookmark. It's
Yeah.
like right on trend or on brand. It's on brand. But what I was curious about is whether you have had any experiences that you felt really, really good about while promoting your book, either in terms of things that have been inspirational or things that you found to be really effective.
So with promoting Say I Do, I feel like a lot more people are aware of my presence now, because when I first wrote Show You No Mercy, I was still new. I've only been an author for like 3 years, so I'm still like fresh kind of. So something that I felt really good about while promoting this is the level of engagement that I've been getting from readers and other authors as well, because I wasn't getting this when I first started out, which is normal with somebody that nobody knows. So now that people are aware of, who I am, I've just feel really good that my name is getting out there. And I hope that it gets to more readers, more people are, gonna be looking out for my books when they come. It just feels really good to know that there is at least one person waiting for me to put out a book.
Yeah. So have you done any book festivals?
I absolutely have. Last year I did the Harlem Book Fair. I'm doing it this year again. I also did a book fair in Maryland in this February that just passed. I'm going to be at the Books on the Ground in October in Texas, so I'm excited about that. And next year I'm gonna be at the Chocolate Lit Fest. So
me too. That's my hometown.
Yeah. So we'll meet in person. So
Yes.
I'm super excited about all the things that I have coming up. So I'm trying to see if I can get to all the book fairs if I can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really love that. Books on the ground. Is that supposed to be like boots on the?
Yes.
That's so cute. That's cute. And I want to say I'm really upset that when we discussed places that you wanted to go, I did not hear Costa Rica on your list.
Is not on the list.
So what's going on?
I really hear anybody say they going to Costa Rica. I would love to go to Costa Rica, but I don't really know nothing much about it. You really hear people talking about it.
Hello.
Until now.
We got 2 people who are on the ground. Hello.
We got our flip-flops on the ground here.
Right.
I would definitely love to visit Costa Rica because I've seen pictures and it definitely looks so beautiful. So that would definitely be on my list. And I'll let y'all know when I'm coming.
That's right. You can't be a traveler and not travel on over to the center of the world.
Exactly.
You don't make me
Hello.
feel guilty now, but yes, it's on my list now, definitely.
And I'm just gonna plug this right now. It might be, it's probably too close for you to come, but my first book event I'm having here in August. August is Afro Descendants Month here, and I opened it up. So although it's a local event, I said, hey, anybody want to come and celebrate my book? You know, and make it into a vacation. So there are people who say, yeah.
So I would love to, but I am going on vacation in August.
See, she going somewhere else. She going somewhere else, Angela.
I'm just going on a cruise.
Tell you
It's okay.
this.
I'm giving you a hard time.
In December, look, let me keep the hard time going. I'm just joking. But in December, writers retreat in Costa Rica during Kwanzaa. So you could take a Kwanzaa pause and get some writing done and bond with some writers and get some inspiration.
And
just something to think about. December 26th through January 1st.
See, the issue with my job is somebody already took those dates. If nobody had taken them, I would have been able to do it.
Okay.
So I need you to keep giving them to me. Whenever
2026.
Yes,
2026. Go on and lock it in now.
Yes, whenever you hear something, when it's a new book, something, anything going on, let me know, because then I'll be able to, because I don't have nothing planned for next year. So, yes, you just let me know, and I'll definitely make that a trip. I'll bring my mom with me, too. She'll love it.
Okay, yes, bring mom.
There's a lot of Jamaican heritage in this part of the country that we're in.
Oh, nice.
So, you know, you might have some family connections here that you don't even know about.
Never know, probably.
You never know.
Yeah.
So, we talked about your upcoming book. Do you have anything that you're looking forward to in terms of your writing? Any goals you want to share? Any books you're really excited about reading before we?
Books I'm excited about reading. So I do actually like a little bit of romance. So I'm excited to read Danielle Allen's new book coming out tomorrow.
The Plus Size Player.
Yes, The Plus Size Player. Because I read her Curvy Girl Summer. Curvy Girl Summer is my absolute favorite romance book, hands down. I've never read anything else that made me feel the way I do. The way I feel about that book. So I'm excited to read that. Also, some of my thriller girlies that I'm excited to read their newest book. I think Toni Larue has Juneteenth coming out. So I'm excited. That looks like a really interesting read.
It's a thriller.
Yes, it's a thriller, yes. Either a thriller or a horror. I think it's a thriller though. Okay. And also J.R. Mason, she has her book, How to Unalive Your Coworker. Can't wait for that one. That should be really good. I
did that a couple of years ago.
So yeah, I'm excited to read those books. I'm like, even though I'm a big thriller horror fan, I'm okay with a little bit of romance. As long as it's not just about sex. Like I need like a story. So yeah.
Not just straight porn.
Yeah.
I got one for you.
Which one?
It's called Love at Second Sight.
Love it. That's your book?
My book.
Okay. And when is that coming out again?
It's out. It's out there.
Oh, okay. Let me write that down.
Love at Second Sight is out in these literary streets, Kimberly.
Okay. See, I mean, but they're corn in it because I'm okay with this.
Huh?
A little bit of corn, just a little bit.
Okay.
Not corn, but corn with the peas and just this.
Okay.
It's moving the story forward. It's not just because.
Gratuitous.
Right. Okay. So I'll give it maybe 3 chili peppers.
Good. That's good. Yeah. I like that. I don't need no excessive. At some point, it's like, okay, how many different ways they gonna do this? So as long as like 2 to 3, I'm okay. That's a good one. I like that. But I really enjoy romance that has an actual storyline.
It has an actual story. I don't call it a romance.
Okay.
It's a love story.
It's
a love story in the way that did you see Forever? on Netflix?
Oh my God. I'm still talking about it, okay?
Okay. Now I know I'm putting myself up with some big shit, but I'm gonna do that. The way that Forever talks about not only the teenage love, but you see the family, you see community, you see friendship, you see her go through a self-love arc. The way that is the type of love story Love at Second Sight is. It talks about it deals with all types of love. Black love, black love.
I like that. Okay,
And
I have to
joy.
read that.
It'll make you feel good. Not just like Billy Bob Thornton, but all the ways.
Okay. I'm here for that. That should be good. Okay. It's on Amazon, right? Is it on Kindle?
It is. It's all the places. I usually direct people to bookshop.org because I try to support our indie bookstores.
Okay, no problem.
You can get it anywhere you're buying books. You can get it.
Okay. Is it on audio?
No, it's not on audio.
Okay.
Yet. That is something that is a goal.
Let's speak that into existence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's speak it into existence. I started my list of narrators that I like and all those sorts of things. So I'm starting to think about it. I just,
So that's also something that I'm want to try and I want to do my own audiobooks because it's just a lot cheaper. But I got to work on my voice because I sound too New York. So I gotta like.
But audiobooks set in New York.
Yes, my books are all set in New York. So so technically,
it should sound like that's what it should sound like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like I just got a little rough tone. But I'm working on it.
Will you do all the characters?
Yeah, so that's another thing, trying to do different voices. That's the hard part. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you might need to suppress the Brooklyn for,
But, yes.
some of the other characters, the detective, the partner.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
A white man, right? Yeah, from somewhere else, and yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
Tanner.
Yes, Tanner.
It'd be charming. I don't know. I just got finished listening to One of Our Kind on audio, and there were a lot of different characters. The children's voices were kind of irritating to me, but I feel like she had so many different voices to do. It didn't impede my ability to enjoy the story at all. So, to me, there's something very charming when an author reads their own work. It makes me, I just downloaded, we're going to be interviewing somebody later, and the book of hers I have is audio, and she's reading it.
Oh, nice.
And I'm so excited because it's her voice and her work.
So that's my plan to work on that.
It's a good plan.
Yeah.
And hats off to y'all that can do it. Because I know.
No, seriously.
I know I'm not doing my audiobook. That's not happening.
You never know. Your voice might sound really good.
But I commend people who are able to do that. I do. It's just I'm going to stick with the writing. I can't.
Yeah. So I spoke with J.R. Mason because she does her own audiobooks. Like, I just wanted to get like some advice from her. So she definitely has pushed me towards really doing it and just taking my time because it is a lot of work. So I listened to her I listened to two of her books so far, and she does a really good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever done any acting, or is that something you're interested in?
I haven't done any acting. I always say that I would really be good in a Tyler Perry movie because they can't nobody act. So I think that I would now, not the main actors. I'm talking about the other acts. Not because Taraji can act down, but
that's not the feeling you want for your audio book, Kimberly.
But I've always thought that maybe I feel like I could act, but then at the same time, I play too much and I'm always laughing. So I just don't know. But I'm going to try my best to take this serious, or I'm going to have to come out of my pocket and pay somebody to do it for me, which I'm
Well,
trying
you're
not
already
to.
doing the research, so you can figure out whatever. But my husband likes to watch a lot of murder TV. I call it murder TV, like real life.
True
The
crime.
husband, true crime. He likes
Yeah.
right. And I always like joke around because that I want to play the, when they do the reenactments, so I can be like, I'm so bad at and act like really bad because it's like sometimes it's so bad it's good. So I can see the appeal of the.
Yes.
It's so bad it's good, Angela.
No, it's so bad it's bad, but you still enjoy it. You still enjoy it.
You can't stop watching because now it's like, okay, I have to see what happens now.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the story driving it forward. But I always enjoy the terrible acting.
I actually do too. I'm not gonna lie. I do.
Well, let me just say this. I've listened to an audiobook that was a little bit terrible, and it was painful.
Oh man.
So I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there.
No, I know if I do try to start recording chapters, and if I feel like it's not gonna work, I will definitely hand it over to a professional, for sure.
But one thing,
I'm not trying to dissuade you in any way.
Oh no.
We were just talking about, Angela was saying how it's so bad, it's good, and I want to keep watching. And I'm like, okay, but that doesn't really translate for the audiobook. Okay.
True.
But get from somebody else too, because sometimes when we hear ourselves or when we look at ourselves, we see and hear ourselves differently from. So you might be like, oh, it's terrible. So try and get some feedback from some other people.
Yeah, that's the plan. Because even my coworkers was like, let us listen to it first.
They sound like they got you and they gonna be honest. Let us listen to it first. Yeah.
Right. Before you jump out there, let us.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to share with us or share with readers, ahead of the book coming out?
So I just want to share, there are some trigger warnings in the book. There is manipulation, grooming, some mature themes, not like it's only 2 times that somebody does the do. Betrayal, kind of normal in a thriller. I just want people to be aware of what they're walking into because it's a whole lot going on.
Okay.
But yes, it is coming out June 17th. So make sure you pre-order. If you wait for the paperback will be released on the 17th. Also, I will be putting together a book box that will go up on my website. So yes, I'm excited about that as well.
So what's in the box? Or is it like a mystery, like a surprise box?
I'm going to be a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Just don't let it be a thriller. I don't want no, guns or mice jumping out the box.
Well, this is going to jump out, but you will definitely know that it's a thriller. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on that as well. So I'm excited for those. I'm just excited for this book. I really think people are going to enjoy it as much as I did.
Well, that's what it's about. That you enjoyed writing it. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
But y'all still go get it.
Yes, please. Please go get it.
Well, thank you so much for being with us today, Kimberly. This was
no problem.
This was enjoyable. I had a good
It was. Thank you for having me again.
You were a lovely guest and you are a lovely person.
Thank you.
This was a great conversation.
Well, thank you so much. This was really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. Hopefully, I can come back again when I'm promoting another book. Or when Say I Do comes out. Once you get a chance to read it and y'all see what's going on, y'all might have some more questions for me.
Yes, you can come back for Glass Heels Bloody Feet.
Oh, yes. Yes. That's a good one, too.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, again, make sure you pre-order if you haven't already and support Kimberly Powell. This is her 4th title. She is an indie author, and we ride for indie authors here. We ride for all Black authors, but especially indie, because we know what it is when you're doing it yourself.
Thank you so much. This was great.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you everyone for tuning in, and we will see you next time, or you'll hear us next time, depending on what platform you use on Writing While Black.
All right, right on. Right on. I got a pen this time. Right on.
Reading, learning, growing, creating while building, living, thinking, healing, loving, building, writing while black.